Okay, here's the problem. The Bissell Spot Clean has a weak spot in its hose here and here. So you'll see a bunch of people on the internet talking about having to replace this hose. Here's a quick video on what it takes to do it. So there are a few screws that are going to need to be removed. Let's start on the cord side here first. And there's going to be one here, 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 and here, I believe. And then on the other side, there's going to be one up here, We're going to need to take this guy off. Here, there's a little plastic cover with a bunch of screws underneath here. So, tools we'll need, we're going to use an X-Acto knife to take this off, and then a Phillips number 2 screwdriver. That should be it. The replacement part that we have here, we ordered on Amazon. So we'll open that up and see what it is. Okay, so I just cut open the bag, and it comes with this hose. Looks like this goes on the inside, and it's wrapped with this plastic wrap. And it does not have the other end is a snap-on end here. It will snap into this handle piece, I hope. So, let's try it out and see how it goes. Alright, so that's what the hose looks like when it comes out of the package. And now, for our first step, we're going to remove this piece right here. So you can see I just took a X-Acto knife and stuck it under the corner. Oop, like this. Bring it behind there. Oops. This one-handed is not tricky. It's not easy. Anyway, I'll get back in there and there we go. And then we can just get our hand in there and pull this off. Just a big sticker. Try and keep it kind of nice so we can put it back on again when we're done. Okay, and you can see here are our screws that we're going to go for here. And we're going to put them in a little bowl so that we keep track of them. I'm not sure if they're all the same size or not yet. Okay, just finishing up the last screw here. If you notice, I put a little pencil mark here to remind me which way is up. Last screw out here. This piece here should come off. We're going to set that down so it doesn't lose any of the screws. And here's the part going into the device. I think we have to open this up. I think, actually. Looks like the hose piece right here has got to go inside there. So yeah, we're going to have to separate the sides, it looks like. And take that off there to get the hose out. That piece. Okay, just removed that screw, and that screw on the hose side. And they all look like they're the same length so far. We're going to flip it over now and go after the screws on the other side. We'll go for the same one here, here, and here. Guessing those will be the same size. These two here might be different size. We'll find out. Okay, those 3 screws have been removed, and you can see they're all the same size as the ones that were on the other side. Note here, it looks like there is liquid stored inside the machine, so you're going to want to have a towel here to kind of help dry up stuff. Okay, we'll kind of spread that towel out and dry it up there. Do it on a surface that you don't want getting a little wet. Okay, next was taking out these 2 screws. If you look, all the same size still. Okay, pulling apart the shell now. At this point, we can pull apart this side of the shell. This side of the shell cannot be pulled apart yet, and I'm seeing a screw right here. So we'll go for that one next, and then see how we're looking. Okay, that screw, same size as the others. So we may still have something holding on. Oh, here we go. pull off this piece here, looks like we can now remove the back side off of the system. Put that down. Okay. All right, and we're going in right here. We can undo these two screws here to release the hose. And then this one here, it looks like we need to get into to get this little water hose connector. Looks like there's a screw here too for that. Hopefully that'll lift off. So we can take off the side here too, it looks like. Get the screws we have off now. Okay. So yeah, I think these two screws, this one here, are next. Okay, here's a new bit of information. These two screws do not need to be taken off because this hose can just be worked out like that and has a rubber seal around it, a little O-ring right there. So, so those two screws can stay in at least for now. We'll see what happens later, and we'll try just taking these two out. All right, to get these screws out here, there's actually four. One here, here, and then the two we showed before, here and here. These screws, these ones here are the ones that just came out, and they're longer than the ones we've been pulling out. And the ones that are under here, if you notice, they have an overhang above them. So you're going to want to either get a really short screwdriver, or in our case, we got a really long one that comes up the back here, and we're able to get it out that way. Looks like we have two more screws, one here and one here, before it allows us to lift this off. Those screws on the back are yet another size. Okay, actually they look like they might be the same as these guys up here. Not sure, we'll leave them there for right now. And now with those two screws removed, we can lift off this top piece, this, and get to the little hose component over here. And it looks like we're going to be putting this piece in. Let's see, how does this work? Like that. Looks like it's supposed to go in like that. And this little guy here is going to snake over here. And we have a clip over here. We're going to have to figure this out, how this is going to work. This one has a split, but this one here apparently doesn't. Let's take a look at that. Okay, so this is on our new hose here. You can tell if you look at these here, this is a little fuel line type of a clip here. We're going to move that clip back to here, and then we should be able to pull this guy off here. And on the other piece, the old piece here, if you can see, it's got the same fuel line clip there. So if we move that guy back onto here, it should disconnect from this clear piece. Then we can put that clear piece into the new hose, or white piece, I guess I should say, not clear. So you can see here, I've just squoze those tabs on the top using a needle nose pliers. Now that's free on there, and I'll do the same thing in there. Okay, so you can see this is on the old one. I move that clip down by squeezing those tabs on the top with a pair of needle nose pliers. And now we should be able to just pull this off here. Note there does look like there's fluid in there, so we might get a little bit of extra fluid drawing out of here. Probably gonna need two hands for this. Okay, so to get this clip off the new one, it took a little bit of twisting and pulling, but we got that off. On the old one, since we don't care about the hose, I'm probably going to actually cut it with my X-Acto knife here very carefully, not to damage the underlying white nylon connector on there, but just to get that off a little easier. Okay, so I got that off, and if you look, I just cut a little slit in it right there, and that made it a lot easier to pull off. Okay, now we just need to assemble the new one on and put it back together. So I just pushed the new hose onto the white nylon, and then we will squeeze these here and move that up to here. Okay, it was a lot easier to do with needle nose pliers, so that's all connected now, sealed and ready to go. So now we will place this. Looks like it has a thick on the bottom, and this is tighter on the top, so I think it goes in like this. I'm trying to do this with one hand's really hard. There we go. That's all in nice and neat. It looks like that's how the old one was. Okay. Okay, we'll get rid of this guy for now. Alright, then this piece here. While I'm in here, I'm just going to look for any other dirt. It might be some good cleaning off of all the spots to get any extra grime, dirt, and stuff like that. So I'm going to clean this off and then we'll reassemble it. Okay, just notice this here. This new hose has a little divot on the top. Or not divot, a little pin on the top, and that goes in a slot right here. So that's to make it so you can't put it in wrong, I guess. And that should just slide right in. Okay, put the hose back in here. Then you're going to want to route this guy around that bolt hole there, screw hole there. And make sure this isn't pinched back up in here too. So we got enough there. And hopefully that'll work out good. Okay, we got the lid back on. We're going to put in the 4 screws here, 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 and here. And just before we do that, we're going to put the 2 screws on the back here and here. So just doing it first, those 2 screws, then those 4 screws. Okay, we got the body back together then with those 6 screws. Now we're going to put the shell back on. This piece here on this side, that piece there on that side, and then using these smaller screws, screw it all back together. Okay, when putting on the shell, you want to make sure all the pieces, of course, made up nice on the back side there where the hose is, but on this front side here, there's a little bit of a tricky thing. If you look right here, there's a little clip-in piece right here, and the little gray piece from here is the screw that went there. So you're just going to want to kind of snug that guy in, and then kind of pop it into place. Oh, looks like there's another snap right on this side as well. So this is going to snap on as you guide that into place. Okay, we decided to start with the hose side and just put in that one, that one, that one. We're going to flip it over and do the electrical cord side next, and put in this one, this one, this one, and these 2. Then we'll flip it back over and do the last ones with the hose attachment part there. So we just completed the screws on this side, and then of course don't forget the one down there. We'll get that guy. Get him put in. Get him in there nice and tight. And then we should be in business to do the hose caddy. There we go, that was nice and snug. Now we'll flip it over and put the hose caddy on. And once again, we have this sticker here we're going to set aside for right now. And I have my little, this arrow up right there that I drew on there. So for those of you that may not have done that, we're just going to guide the hose piece in there. And it looks like it may only go on one way anyway. There we go. And the hose is all nice and snug coming out of that port right there. tighten down those 6 and we should be in business. Okay, we got the hose all wrapped up on the caddy now. Everything's in. I'm just going to put on our sticker here. Get that kind of in place. There we go. And now, last thing to do is to flip the nozzle on it here. Looks like there's a little button on the top here that we should be able to push and pull off the nozzle. Sure enough. Like that. And then we should be able to push it on our new nozzle here. And just click it into place. There it is. All ready to go. And it looks like, let's see this guy here. He's supposed to just click into place. There we go. Put him in place like that. And close the little door down. And there you go. Repair completed.